Hi there! Long time no see, eh? But it is Ed, back with episode 15 of the solo adventures of Anselm, using classic Traveler RPG rules. Last time, as you recall, Anselm had gone to the scout base around Hessia Prime, looking for some information about ships going into Endorian space, hoping that he might find information about his dad Godfrey, who he is pretty sure is heading into Endorian space. Wasn't able to find anything. However, he did find out that Director Cavalon, the director of the scout base, had been receiving threatening messages, telling her not to pay too close of attention to some of the prisoner transport traffic that's been coming through this area of the subsector, and threatening her and her family if she did. And she asked Anselm if he would look into that, find out exactly who had been sending those messages. And that is where we rejoin Anselm. First off, yes, this is extremely late. It's been a long time since I put out a new episode of Anselm. That's mainly because life got a bit life-ish for a little bit. The paying gigs needed more of my attention, so that's where I've been focusing my time. And it seemed like every time I sat down to record a new episode, or when I had planned to record a new episode, something came up. There was some other thing that demanded my attention. But that has all resolved itself at the moment, and here we are with episode 15. Speaking of episode 15, let's go back to episode 14. When I rolled to see if Director Cavalon knew where these messages were coming from, if you remember, and again, it's been a while, but I rolled an exceptional yes, and I just sort of said at the time that it's coming from the planet somewhere. I'm going to refine that a little bit, because I think maybe she knows exactly where it's coming from. I think I even say that in the episode. So I'm going to roll using Mythic, and I'm going to roll to see where is it coming from. I sort of feel like Hessia Prime has tech level 7, which if I remember correctly is 1970s level technology. And I feel like there aren't that many places where they would have the ability to get a message to the scout base. So I feel that narrows down the pool of possibilities. And like I say, because of that, I think Director Cavalon, she knows where they have been coming from. She just doesn't know who has been sending them. And that is what she wants Anselm to find out. So that's what we're going to do. Before I do that, though, I am going to go ahead and update my lists and all that other mythic paperworky thing we need to do. I don't think there are any new lists, new threads on our list, except for who is sending the threatening messages to Director Cavalon, but that's going to be a special thread that we're going to resolve here in a special way. I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. No new characters, I don't think, and I'm going to up the chaos factor to 6, simply because I think last time was a little chaotic for Anselm, not hugely, but I think things didn't quite go his way with the denial and not finding out information about his dad. So I'm going to say we're upping the chaos factor to 6. There we go. So we're going to find out first, what is the facility? I'm going to use Mythic 2nd Edition, and if you have not seen my review of Mythic 2nd Edition, check it out. I'll try to remember to put a link, one of those little cards that pops up here somewhere, I think on this size where it'll be. Anyway, I'm going to use Mythic 2nd Edition with some of the amazing tables they have in the back. They do have like domicile and city descriptors, but I'm just going to go to the plain descriptions table, and we will see what is the description of the facility where the threatening messages are coming from. So let's see what we get here. That is going to be a 17. That is Cooley, C-O-O-L-L-Y, Cooley. Cooley what? 63. Cooley Military. Okay, so it's something, it's Cooley Military. All right. So we've been on Hessia Prime, 1970s technology. I'm going to say military. It is probably Imperial. And I'm going to say that it is cool. Oh, okay. So it is an Imperial military installation. And it is Cooley because it really doesn't have any relations to the bigger government or the larger environment of Hessia Prime. It is an Imperial military base, a very small one. I think it's going to be very, very small. As a matter of fact, I think this is maybe just a, not a scout base. It is it's military. Nah, probably not a scout base, but maybe an army base, marine base, maybe navy base, but it's going to be very small, I feel like. It's going to be out away from most population centers, so it is remote, and it is a very small place. Which military branch is that going to be? I feel like military would either be Navy, Army, or Marines. So, yeah, let's roll a d6. 1 and 2 is Army, 3 and 4 is Navy, 5 and 6 are Marines. What kind of base is it? 4. So that is, I think I said Navy. So it's a very small Navy base. Let me make a note of that. Small Navy base. And again, I think the fact that it's coolly, I think its relations are cool with the rest of the Hessia Prime planet. Maybe even with the Scout Service. Maybe there is not a lot of communication and cooperation between this Navy base and the Scout base. Maybe. We'll see. But it is on the planet, and so that is what it is. A very small Navy base. I'm going to say the fact that it is small, we're going to roll randomly to see how many people actually are stationed at this base. And in the spirit of Traveler and Cepheus system and 2d6, we're going to roll 2d6 to see how many people are stationed there. So let's see. Hopefully it's more than 2, and hopefully it's not as many as 12. How many people are there? We have 8. All right, decent number. So there's 8 people there. I'm going to say there's probably a base commander. I'm going to say that there's probably, what's a Navy base? So they probably have spaceships. Yeah. So let's see what would they. Well, let me just think this. So there would be a base commander. Write that down. There are 8 people. Make a note of that first. So there would be a commander. There would be, I'm going to say some pilots, people who actually fly whatever ships they have there. So there'd be some pilots. There'd be some mechanics who would maintain whatever ships they have there. And let's see, so that's 3. Let's say that there are 2 pilots, and let's say there are double number of mechanics, so that's 4. So that's 6 already, 7 with the commander. And who else would be there? I kind of feel, oh, you know what? Let's drop down the mechanics. Let's say there's 3 mechanics. Let's say there are 3 mechanics, so that's 5, 6. We have 7, 8. We had 2 more people because I feel like there would be somebody who would work the radar or the information. Somebody who would be like a communications officer. So I think there'd be a comms officer, and then there would be a person who. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 1 more. Would there be a security person? I feel like maybe. Well, let's roll randomly. Let's ask Mythic. Is there a security person on this base? Let me find my fate chart. Haha, here we go. Handy dandy. Fate chart. And right now we're cast factor 6. Let's find out. Is there a security person at this base? I think that's unlikely, simply because, like I say, it is a remote base and their relations are cool with the rest of the Hessia Prime area, so I think the remoteness is their security. But let's find out. So that's a 50% chance or less that, yes, there is a security person on this ship, on this base. And 22, yes, there is. And 22 is below our cast factor, so that is a random event. I remember this time. All right, so we do have a security officer. And we do have a random event. Let us go ahead and detail what that random event is. Oh, I have so many little sheets of paper here. Let me get my notes in some sort of order so I can find these things. Here we go. All right. Let's use Mythic. Let's go to our random event focus table. What is the focus of this random event? And that's going to be 49. 49 is an NPC positive. All right. Which NPC is getting this positive thing? We've got quite a few characters on here. Quite a few characters. We have Dad, Family, Simon, Ren, the crew of the Anastasia. We have Bartholomew. We have the Scout Service. We have Hormuz. And we have Thugs. I'm going to get rid of the Thugs, actually. Let's get rid of them off of our character list. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. We have a D8. And I don't have a D8 with me, so let me grab one real quick out of my dice bag. All right. D8, D8, D8. This is great YouTube, by the way, watching somebody dig through a dice bag. All right, there we are. D8. Which NPC is this a positive for? Number 3, which is, ooh, Simon. Simon the Diplomat, who we left way back over on Zorasia. We left all the way on Zorasia. What is that? So what is this NPC positive that happens? I'm going to say we're going to use the action, meaning table actions. What happens to him? Let's see. All right. First is 95. Triumph. Okay. A triumph And 28. Triumph of expectation. A triumphal expectation. Or an expectation of triumph. I think I kind of like that order better. An expectation of triumph. Well, he was trying to get to the mind control device that was on the first planet in the Zerazian system. Has he found it? He was also incarcerated. He was incarcerated last time. So, is the triumph that he did get free? I'm going to say that's probably it. Let's go ahead and roll on Mythic to see. No, I'm just going to say it is. I'm going to make an executive decision, say that's exactly what it is. He does get out. They let him out of custody on Zerazia, and he is now trying to find someone else to take him out to that first planet to find this mind control device. All right. I do, as I said, I think before when we were dealing with Simon and when Anselm left Simon's company, I don't think we've seen the last of Simon, and I have a feeling that at some point they will get back together. But our random event is, Simon is no longer in custody on Zerazia. And I actually wonder, does that mean later, is he going to come looking for Anselm? Possibly. I don't know if he would bear any malice or ill will towards Anselm, but maybe he would. Maybe he'd come back and say, I believe you owe me for all the repairs I did for the Raven. I believe you and I are bound into this endeavor together. Maybe that's what it'll say. I don't know. But we do know that he is free, and Simon is out and about in the universe. All right, so that is what we found. So we do have our commander, our base commander, 2 pilots, 3 mechanics, a comms officer, and a security officer. This is a very small base, and there are only so many people who could actually be sending these messages. I'm going to say potentially any of these people could be the one sending the threatening messages, so they are all suspects. And that is important because I'm going to resolve this using a specific way to get Mythic to work for you that is outlined in one of the Mythic magazines. Again, highly recommend Mythic magazine if you haven't picked that up, and if you're a Mythic enthusiast. But there is an article about creating mystery adventures. It is taking Mythic and making it, or tweaking it specifically so it will go, you can play a mystery adventure, all right? And so that is what I'm going to do, because we do have the mystery of who is sending these threatening messages to Director Cavalon. The way you do this, and you have a couple of specific descriptor tables, you have a specific event table, and you must find either clues or suspects. You must connect clues to suspects, and after you connect so many clues, you will find out, you will come to the conclusion of who the person is that you're looking for. And that's a big overview. Also, this mystery adventure is a special thread that is on our list, but it can only be resolved using the mystery Mythic process, if you understand what I'm trying to say there. So that is what we're going to do. So Anselm does get the dossiers on all of them: the commander, the 2 pilots, the 3 mechanics, the comms officer, and the security officer. When you're doing a Mythic mystery, we have something called the Mystery Matrix. I'll hold you up, let you see that. And I will try to add it as a graphic here. We'll see if that happens. But you have a spot to put your clues. So all around here we have clues, and in the center we have our suspects. And you will find clues, and you will connect those clues to the suspects. And again, the more clues you connect to a suspect, the more likely they are the person you're looking for. So that is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and write all these names down. There we are. So I have written down all of the personnel on this Navy base on our mystery matrix. They are all potential suspects right now. We don't have any clues linked to them, so we will do that as we go through this mystery. All right. I think the first thing that Anselm will do, before he even goes down to this Navy area, or even before he goes down to this base, and maybe questions them directly, I think he would get the personnel files. I think Director Cavalon would be able to get those and let him look at them. And I'm going to say Anselm will go through them and see, does he find anything? I think, well, let me take a step back. Using the Mythic Mystery process, and that's what I'm probably going to call it most of the time, you have a couple of ways you can get clues. You can do an investigation, and you can do a discovery check. Now, to be honest, this is a little bit of a side. I'm a little unsure when to do either, so we're going to learn together. This is kind of the point of my channel. We're all learning as we go. So there is an investigation where you root around looking for clues and suspects, and then there's a discovery check, which is kind of coming out of nowhere, kind of one of those flashes of inspiration, or one of those things that a detective finds out in a detective story that kind of comes out of nowhere. And so they're two different things, but again, I'm a little unsure which to use when. By the way, Tana, if you're watching this at any point, first of all, thank you for such a lovely, lovely system. But could you give us a little direction, a little guidance on when to use which? Because from the text, I'm a little unsure. Anyway, it's never stopped me from doing something before. But we're going to keep going. All right, so let's see. So Anselm does get their personnel files. He's going to look through using the scout-based computer. I think the first thing he's going to look for is he's going to say, does anybody in this group have any connections to any pirate or any kind of criminal organization? Any group that would want to potentially break a criminal out of a prisoner transport somewhere. So that's first of all, that's my expected scene. My expected scene is that Anselm goes to a computer terminal to open up a database to find personnel files. Let's see if that actually happens. So our chaos factor is 6. So that's my expected scene. Does it happen? We rolled a 4. All right, so that is... Because I keep forgetting, I had to refer back to the book. This is on page 188, the rules summary in Mythic 2nd edition. Testing scenes. I rolled a d10, and I rolled less than the chaos factor. Chaos factor is 6, and I rolled a 4. Even means we have an interrupt scene. So we have an interrupt scene. So while Anselm is going to the computer terminal, while he is sort of calling up these records, something stops him from being able to do it. There is an interrupt. So this is like generating a random event. So let's find our random event table again, which is over here on page 197. And what is the nature of this this random event, or this interrupt? 20. That is a new NPC. We have somebody new pop up in the base. Who is this new NPC? Let us use some more of these things. So we have, let's roll a, we have character descriptors. Let's do that. We have character appearance. And then we have just for character. So let's, we have a new NPC. Who is this? Let's roll, it's Chaos! Chaos Factor! It's affecting everything! Anyway, let's go through here. So we're going to roll, first of all, who is this character that is interrupted? 15. They are a classy. They are a classy 87. A classy and strange. Classy and strange. Interesting. So they're classy and they're strange, and they're on a scout base, because that's where Anselm was doing this. Classy and strange. Classy and strange. That is interesting. I'm not sure. Let's roll for some appearance, and maybe that'll help give us an idea a little bit more about the classy and strange descriptors we have here for this character. Let's see. Their appearance. What is their appearance? 06. They're average. Great. Average and 51 and lean. All right. So strange. They're lean. Very thin. Maybe what is strange about them is the fact that they are so thin. Maybe they're one of those very tall, thin people. The sort of person that is obviously taller than everyone else around them. So it is a very tall, thin person. They are strange in their appearance, and that's what it is. It's nothing terribly outlandish. They don't have, like, mind flayer tentacles face. But they are very tall, very lean, very thin. And let's say they're very classy. Let's say they're very stylish, because they know people are going to be looking at them. They are very stylish, the way they dress. So not only does their height cause people to look at them, also their flair causes people to look at them. Okay, so this new NPC, what are they doing? Let's look up character actions. What is this person doing? And why do we have them in this scene? 95. Violent. Oh, dear. Okay. Violent, 46. Harsh. Violent and harsh. All right. Here's what I think happens. Let me sort of formulate this in my brain. Okay. Yes. Is this a male or female? Let me roll for that. 1 to 3 is going to be female. It is a male. It's a very tall male. I see this as being a very person. I see them being bald. I see them as having very hawk-like features and very prominent brow, very tense-looking eyes. Very tall, very stylish, and violent and harsh. I think they do come bursting into Director Cavalon's office. What I think happens is that this is an interrupt scene, so Anselm was on his way to open up the computer database to get the files. But as he does that, or before he's doing that, as he is telling Director Cavalon, yes, I'm happy to look into this for you, I'll start by looking in their personnel files, and Director Cavalon saying, yes, please do, I think, find some information. As they were sorting that, suddenly the door bursts open, and this tall, lean individual maybe they have a little bit of a nobility title. Maybe they're somebody who has bought their way into the service, and they come striding in. They're violent and they're harsh, and I'm going to say this person doesn't even say director. They just go, Cavalon, what are you doing here? Let's see, what is their motivation? That we need to figure that out too. Why are they violent and why are they harsh? That was their action. What is their motivation? Let's roll in the character motivations, because we have all these lovely tables in Mythic. We should use them, right? I agree. Character motivation. What is their motivation? What are they all angry about? 35. Guide. Okay. And 47. Increase. Guide increase. Guide increase. Okay. Guide increase. This person is violent and harsh. And they are... Is this person a scout? Let's ask that. I'm going to say that's 50-50. I have absolutely no idea. So let's say that's 50-50 with chaos factor of 6. That is going to give us a 65% chance or less that, yes, this is a scout. And we get a 43. Yes, so this is a person that is a scout in the service. And I'm going to say that they do come bursting in. Let's see. I want to say about the guide. They are very unhappy with... they have gotten an assignment. And they are nobility. They sort of feel that they are above the plebs. The other ruffians that have joined the scout service, and this person has gotten a less than choice assignment. This person was hoping to get a monitoring duty somewhere very nice, maybe back in Zarazia, maybe to rustic Hessia Prime, but they've been sent like planetside on some real roughing it, tough kind of place, and they're angry about this, and they come bursting in. To Director Cavalon's office, and as I was going to say, I don't think they say Director Cavalon. They're just going to say, Cavalon, what is this I understand about you sending me off to the armpit of the sector? I'll not stand for it. This is not the sort of... I'm more important than this. You can't stick me out in the middle of nowhere. What? And he's just ranting and raving, spittle flying from his lips, yelling and screaming, Anselm is like, well, calm down a little bit, all right? Just take a step back. I'm sure the director put you where she thought you'd be the most... useful, you'd be able to where you're most needed. I think that is not going to help, and I do feel that since he is violent, I'm going to say he's going to take a swing at Anselm. We've got to combat everybody. Maybe we'll see what Anselm does in return. So what that means to me is that I need to quickly generate. Wait! I did this last time and I forgot. There are stats in the Traveler book. Let's find those, shall we? I was right. On page 156 of the Traveler book, they do have some characters, and they also have some thugs, brigands, and assailants. I'm just going to use the stats. We have 33 entries. I'm going to roll to see which of the 10 I'm going to use, the thugs, the brigands, or the assailants. And that is a 5, so that would be the assailants. Right? And now I'm going to roll a d10 to see which of these stats we're going to use. 4. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. This is who this person is. Let me quickly make a note of their stats. All right, their stats are 9, 8, C, 6, 7, 5. However, because I said they are minor nobility, we're going to bump that 5, which is their social standing, up to, I think, minimum social standing to be nobility would be a knight, and I believe that's going to be a 9 or a 10. Let's double check. Let's look further back into the book. All right, that's social standing of B. Social standing of B. So that's what we're going to say. We're going to say this person does have a social standing of B. All right, and it is time for them to mix it up. Fisticuffs. Yeah, Anselm, again, not being the most best. Not the best at these sort of things, but that is what we're going to try to do. Let's get Anselm's character sheet out here. Before he can even get... Why is everybody always attacking Anselm? If he's in the Raven, people are shooting at him. If he's walking down a street, thugs are showing up. And now he's getting swung at in a scout director's office. I don't know. Anyway, all right, he swings at Anselm. Anselm will get a chance to do something about that. Because we do combat so rarely, I'm going to have to kind of familiarize myself with it again. So bear with me. I'm going to let you just see this. I'm going to sort of roll through it and let you guys sort of see the process that I'm going through. So we do have this hands. Base weight. Here we go. Hands. I'm going to say that Anselm probably did not wear any armor. I'm going to say this guy has no armor, so we have a +1 to hit. They are at close range, and that is a +2, and the wound would be 1d. What bonus do we have? So 8 or more is what we're looking for. The attacker, so far he's got a 3, and required strength is a 6 or a 9, and his strength is actually a 9, so he is a little on the strong side, so he gets a +1, so he's got a +4 to hit Anselm. So that's what we're going to go with. +4 to hit Anselm. So yeah, as Anselm is trying to calm this guy down, just out of nowhere, he turns around and just launches an attack at Anselm. What happens? So we got to roll 8 or more. He has, as I said, +1 for Anselm not wearing anything, and +2 because they're close. So 3, plus another one because he has a strength of 9. So +4 to this. 6 +1 7, +4 is 11. Yeah, he tags Anselm. Bam! Right. Squaw in the mouth. Yeah, punches him right in the mouth. Bam! Hits Anselm right in the button. How much damage does he do to Anselm? Anselm takes 4 points of damage. And again, we have to determine randomly where is that going. So let's roll a d6. If it goes to the strength or the dex, he could already be out. Let's hope it goes to endurance. So I'm going to roll 1 to his strength, 3 for his dex, 5 and 6 is his endurance. It goes to the endurance. Whew, thank you. So we do take away 4 points from his endurance, which will drop him down to 5 endurance. And then it is Anselm's turn to respond. I think Anselm, knowing he's not the strongest, knowing that if he really gets into fisticuffs with this guy, it's going to go bad for Anselm. I'm listening. Director Cavalon has already called security, so that's going to happen. Let me double check. Are there any rules for grappling or, holding on to somebody and not actually attacking them? I'm not sure that there is that. Let's see. No, it doesn't appear to be. So in that case, we're going to do the old school thing and would make it up. We're going to say that is going to be a strength thing for him, which again is a 4. I'm going to kind of use the hands thing. So for a 4, I think he's going to have a -2. Yeah. So he's got to have at least a 6. He's got a -2 on that. They are close. He's got a +2, so that cancels each other out. And he's got a +1 because he has no armor. Although he's not trying to hit him. He's just trying to restrain him. So I don't know if the armor would come into play. I'm going to say it does not. Yeah. Anselm is going to try to grab and just restrain this guy because he knows that he can actually hear Director Cavalon slapping the communication saying, "Security, I need security detail to my office on the double." And they will be there pretty soon. Actually, let's go ahead and roll. How soon will they be there? How many rounds? And I'm going to say it's 1 to 3 rounds. So how many rounds? It's going to be 2 rounds before they get there. So this is our first round. There'll be another round. And then the security detail will be there. And they will be able to take care of this person pretty quickly. But until then, let's see. So can Anselm grapple this guy? Let's see. As I say, I think after we did it all, I think he's just got a flat 8 or better. Can he do it? Ooh! 12! Yes, he can. Anselm, like a guy who knows what he's doing. Like a pro wrestler, like a grappling. What is the martial art that does a lot of grappling? Aikido. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe. Just almost like a serpent. Anselm just wraps around this dude, puts his hands behind him, grabs around his neck, and just binds this guy up where he is struggling, but he is held fast so far. And yeah, he is. Wow. Yeah, Anselm has him wrapped up. Wait a minute. Wait. Did I do that right? So yes, he has got this guy wrapped up. I mean, this dude is seriously bound up. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to say this guy's going to have a penalty to try to break free, which he is going to do. This is our second round, so at the end of this round, the security detail will be there. Can this dude break out from this massive, really good hold that Anselm has on this dude? Let's find out. He doesn't have any hand-to-hand abilities. All right, this 26-year-old who is full of himself, thinks he's so important, comes in there talking to Director Cavalon and getting up in Anselm's face. The old scout dude. Yes, this has gone poorly for him. How old is Anselm? He was in for 5 terms. I have it written down somewhere, but I'm not going to stop and look for it right now. All right, so he is wrapped up. I'm going to say that his strength does give him a +1. I am going to say that this would be a more difficult role. If this was Cepheus, I think, let me look. This is not something that actually you have in Normal Traveler, but I'm going to use Cepheus Deluxe from, this is the one from Stella Gamma. And I'm going to bump up the difficulty here for him. All right. So average would be 8, difficult, formidable. I'm going to say that this is going to be, since he rolled a critical success, I'm going to say it's be formidable. He's got to roll a 12 or more to get away from Anselm. So let's see, can he do that? Let me drop you right there. 12 or more. I'm going to give him his strength, which is a +1. And Anselm has a 4 strength, which gives a -2. So I'm going to say the guy's superior strength does work for him, and Anselm's low strength does work against him for that. So that does give the guy Anselm gets a -2. This dude gets a +1. I'm going to say that gives him a net, the guy he's grabbing, a net of +3 to break out. So that's what he just, grab automatically, almost surprisingly. He takes a moment to assess the situation, then just using his strength tries to just, muscle his way out of this hold that Anselm has him in. Can he do it? No, he cannot. With a 6, he does not. He is trying to get out, but Anselm just has him. Anselm is going to try to... I'm thinking Anselm is just going to keep a hold of him. I think he just wants to restrain him. So again, we do have the +2 for close, -2 for Anselm's lack of strength, which is still just an 8. I'm going to say that this is going to be easy. Again, looking in Cepheus Deluxe... I should have looked at that real quick, but this is an easy roll, which is 6 or more. So yeah, I'm going to just say it's a 6 or more with no real modifiers, or no bonuses, I should say, for Anselm to keep this grip on this dude. So what happens? And, 7, not a problem. Almost can tell, but he's just got him in such a good position. I'm going to say Anselm just puts him on the ground, he has him, and by the time the guy is struggling, Anselm has him. The security people do burst in with guns drawn. Director Cavalon says, right here, this one right here. She calls his name. His name is Frank. It's Frank. Frank! Scout Frank, grab him right now. Put him in the break. I'll decide what to do. I'll decide his punishment later. And they do grab him. He's fighting. He's like, I will not stand for this, Cavalon. I will not stand for this insult. You have not heard the last of me. And he grabs and they pull Frank out of the room. And the doors do close. And Sam stands up, kind of brushes himself off. Director Cavalon says, well, that was a little more excitement than I had planned for in the day. Thank you for being here and taking care of that. Anselm says, no, glad I was here to do that. Let me just go see if I can find information about the personnel at this base. And he does leave. And I think that is all the time we have for today, simply because we had that quick little combat. Totally unexpected, but again, that's what I love about random rolling. So, will Anselm find any information about these variety of people that work on this Navy base? Will he be able to find out who is sending these threatening messages to Director Cavalon? We shall find out next time! Thank you so much for watching again. Sorry it's been so late. Hopefully, The next episode, where we actually go through the mystery, will show up a lot sooner than this one did. Hope you enjoy that, and I will see you next time.